The man boarded the plane and unknowingly discovered some unsettling coincidences. The flight number was 1015. The date was October 15th, and the departure time had been changed to 10:15. These three 1015 coincidences together made him feel something was wrong. He looked around, but the other passengers didn't seem to notice. To calm himself, he went to the captain to confirm if there were any issues with the flight. The captain's firm response reassured him a little. Once on the plane, he saw a passenger arguing with a flight attendant over seats. A family of three wanted to sit together. The man, being polite, offered to change seats unexpectedly. This small act led him into much bigger trouble. Seng, a bald man Saturday next to him, he unintentionally found a radar in the pocket in front of him, and the screen displayed a story about the disappearance of flight 1015, which was the flight he was currently on. Curious, he put on the headphones and discovered the recording matched the flight attendant's safety demonstration exactly. While outside, it was raining heavily, which made him even more uneasy. The recording mentioned the flight would disappear from the radar in 1 hour after the plane took off. He knew things were becoming serious. The flight was supposed to last 13 hours, but the next hour was destined to be unusual. The recording mentioned that the captain had reported a flock of birds near the plane, and that at 10:21 p.m., the plane had collided with the engine, and it was exactly 10:21 at that moment. Suddenly, there was a loud noise from the plane. Nick immediately jumped up and ran to the restroom, locking the door behind him. The other passengers didn't notice anything unusual, and Nick began to wonder if he was just being overly nervous. After calming down, he returned to his seat and pressed the service button, asking the flight attendant to come over. When the attendant asked what was wrong, Nick asked him to confirm if the plane had a flock of birds, but the attendant denied it, saying the plane was flying too high, and there couldn't be any birds at that altitude. Nick still wasn't convinced, and the attendant warned him not to bring it up again, fearing it would cause panic. After the attendant left, a man's voice came from behind him, saying the plane had definitely hit something. The man claimed to be a pilot and knew the captain's name, and said that even if an accident happened, the crew would never inform the passengers because they didn't want to cause panic. He was certain the plane had collided with a flock of birds. Nick nervously put on the headphones again, and the recording mentioned that the plane would disappear at 11:15. He checked his watch, and there were only 40 minutes left. His fear made him sweat heavily, and he began observing the other passengers, looking for any suspicious clues. The recording didn't explain why the plane would disappear. It only said the plane would vanish from the radar. Nick felt that he had to do something.